You think you know about vitamin D deficiency, but that might not be the case. Let's find out in today's... Oh my god, are you doing one of those cheesy little YouTube intros? Yes, I am. It's a legitimate problem that needs to be addressed today. Your legitimate problem that needs to be addressed today. Shut up, Cletus! Anyway, take it to the intro. But first, why don't we have a change of scenery? Hello everybody, and welcome to Big ZRX. If you're new here, my name is Big Z, aka Zeman. I'm a pharmacist. So the reason why we're out here today is because I wanted a venue change. It's because we wanted to talk a little bit about vitamin D. And that requires us to talk a little bit about the sun. So sometimes I've heard this from people. And sometimes I've heard this from people. To be clear, yes, sunlight exposure can be helpful in you producing more vitamin D, but we're not getting more vitamin D from the sun. So you might be wondering to yourself, well, why is it that everyone says I get vitamin D from the sun? Well, the thing is, that's not necessarily untrue. You see, let's start with some of the basics. Vitamin D is a lipid-soluble vitamin. It's one of a large variety of vitamins that your body uses in order to replenish itself nutrient-wise. Vitamin D specifically can exist in two forms, vitamin D2 and an active form called vitamin D3. Vitamin D3, your body is able to produce, but only with the use of sunlight. You see, sunlight contains ultraviolet rays. These ultraviolet or UV rays allow us to help synthesize or produce vitamin D when it hits our skin. We're not getting the vitamin D from the sunlight, rather the sunlight is helping us produce it ourselves. Kind of like what you see in photosynthesis. Risk factors for vitamin D deficiency include things like inadequate light exposure, as well as lack of alternative sources of vitamin D consumption, such as dietary foods, especially things like fatty fish. And also what we call malabsorption syndromes, which are conditions such as Crohn's disease or celiac disease, in which case patients with those conditions aren't able to properly absorb nutrients that they need, kind of like vitamin D. An estimated 1 billion people worldwide have vitamin D deficiency. According to two surveys that were collected from the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey, it's also known as NHAES, I'll link that down below. Nearly 40% of those patients over 2 different times were found to be vitamin D deficient. And what was most peculiar was that the populations they found most vitamin D deficient happened to be from non-Hispanic African Americans and Mexican Americans as well. People with a naturally darker skin tone have natural sun protection due to melanin. As a result, they require up to 3 to 5 times more sun exposure to make the same amount of vitamin D as somebody with fairer skin. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed this topic today. My name is BZRX, and if you can do me a favor, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down there, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.